all you wonderful parents and future-focused individuals. Today we'll be discussing a topic that's close to the heart of every parent: securing a bright and prosperous future for your children through education. Whether you're living in your home country or making waves as an NRI, the dream remains the same: providing your kids with top-notch education for a better life. So let's chat about how to turn this dream into a reality. Now tell me, have you ever thought about the amazing opportunities education can unlock for your children? I bet you have. And you know what, NRIs? You're no exception. Many of you have already reaped the rewards of educational qualifications, landing those prized jobs in different corners of the world. But how do we ensure our kids get to enjoy the same advantages? Well, it's all about planning and the right investment strategies. Now here's the thing. Dreams like these don't happen overnight. It takes careful thought and strategic planning. But don't worry, we're here to guide you through all of it. We are going to cover the following steps in this video. First things first, to understand the cost of education across the world. Next is to look at why a non-resident would want their kids to be educated abroad. The third step is to understand what could be the logical steps in planning for the children's higher education. Fourth step is to look at the investment strategy to achieve this objective, understanding the investment options that are available. The sixth step is to look at 529 savings plan. And the last one is to explore education avenues in India. Let's dive into the first topic that's close to home for many of us: the rising costs of higher education. Now, I'm sure you've noticed how the numbers just keep going up. And it's not just in one corner of the world. Let's break it down and figure out how to tackle this challenge together. So have you ever wondered why the cost of education is on a seemingly never-ending ascent? Well, according to a recent US news report, the figures are pretty jaw-dropping. Can you believe that the annual tuition and fees at American public universities have more than tripled in the last 2 decades? We are talking about jumping from a modest $4,633 to a whopping $11,970, and that's not even half of it. Private universities went from $20,150 to a staggering $46,652 between 2003-2004 to 2023-24. Crazy, right? The situation in the UK, Europe, Australia and Singapore isn't a walk in the park either. Even the so-called inexpensive options in some countries may not be as pocket-friendly as we'd hope. It's a global challenge, folks. Now, don't get too comfy thinking India is the exception here. Not at all. The escalation in education costs is pretty universal. Take a look at our own backyard. The prestigious IITs. The cost of a 4-year BTech degree in 2023 is over 10 lakh rupees compared to a mere 2 lakh rupees in 2003. And private colleges, well, you might want to sit down for this. At least an increase of 2x, if not more. Now, what about our future business leaders pursuing an MBA? Hold on to your hats. A 2-year MBA course that cost 3 lakh rupees in 2003 has soared to over 16 lakhs in 2023 according to Outlook India. Well, here's the kicker. Funding your child's higher education from your salary alone? Not the easiest feat, especially when you've got more than one heading off to college. So the big question is, how do we tackle this financial challenge? Let's chat about some strategies to build that essential corpus. Stay tuned, we've got you covered. Now we're unraveling the mystery behind a common thread among many NRIs: the strong desire for their children to pursue education in foreign lands. Ever wondered why this trend persists? Well, let's dive in and explore the various facets that make studying abroad so enticing for NRI families. Now let's talk about the generation shift. Are you part of the crew that initially moved abroad for lucrative job opportunities with dreams of returning to your motherland in your sunset years? Sounds like a plan, right? But here's the twist. Your children who have grown up in a foreign land, they might have different ideas. They could be keen on continuing the adventure right where they are, especially when it comes to completing their higher education and higher studies. Ever experienced that generation gap in aspirations? Well, of course, there's the elephant in the room: financial security. After years of hard work abroad, you might find yourself in a position where supporting your child's foreign education seems not only doable, but well within your grasp. Does that resonate with your journey? Now let's chat about the allure of prestigious qualifications. The USA, Canada, Singapore, and certain European countries, their universities are considered top-notch. The degrees your child earns there become golden tickets, recognized globally and setting the stage for a shining career. Do you believe in the power of a globally recognized qualification? What about the buffet of educational choices? Foreign universities serve up a variety of courses tailored to your child's specific interests. It's like a smorgasbord of knowledge. And the bonus? Many of these courses are delivered in bilingual or multilingual platforms, giving the child a chance to pick up an additional language. How cool is that? Next is lifestyle. Have you ever considered the living conditions that come with studying abroad? Picture this: state-of-the-art amenities, sports facilities on campus, exciting extracurricular activities, improved health and sanitary conditions, and a melting pot of cultures thanks to students from all corners of the world. Sounds like a pretty enticing package, doesn't it? And last but not the least, let's touch upon immigration. Studying in a foreign land opens up doors for your children to explore opportunities in research and technological advancements in their chosen fields. Who knows, it could lead to prized employment and even a passport for permanent residency in some of these countries. Have you ever thought about the broader horizons that studying abroad can open for your child? Next, we'll delve into the intricacies of planning for your child's higher education. Now, we all know that this is a time-specific, long-term goal, right? But the big question is, how do we navigate this journey? Let's break it down together. First off, have you ever thought about where your child might pursue their higher education? I know it's a tough call, especially when your little one is just about 2-3 years old, right? Who can predict the future at that age, right? But let's assume, for the sake of planning, that your child might want to continue in your host country, whether it's the US, the UK, Europe, or Singapore. Does that resonate with your thoughts on your child's future? Now here's the next tricky decision: the type of education. Ever wondered, should you err on the side of caution and assume your child will pick the most expensive course or something near that ballpark? It's a tough call, but let's explore the possibilities. Okay, so let's talk numbers. If your child is just 2 years old, the goal seems a whopping 16 years away. Talk about a mathematical challenge, right? Let's assume a 4-year graduation course that costs $150,000 with an average escalation of 7% and a bit of contingency. Your target corpus should be around $500,000 US. Mind-boggling, right? Now on to the investment plan. Your strategy depends on when you want to kickstart this financial journey. Assuming a 16-year horizon might not be the most practical, so let's play it safe and say 15 years. If you start investing now, aiming for a 9% return, you'd need to invest $15,623 per annum or $1,312 per month. But hold on, what if you decide to delay the investment by 5 years? Brace yourself, the required investment nearly doubles to $13,193 per annum or $2,500 approximately per month. So for critical goals like children's higher education, it makes sense to start planning as early as possible. To sum this step in 2 simple ways, step 1 is to estimate how much money you would need then, and step 2, in order to build that corpus, how much you would need to invest every month. The sooner you start, the easier it is to achieve your goals. Now we've outlined this strategy, but how do we make sure we are on the right track? Let's dig into the nitty-gritty together. Firstly, have you ever thought about the magic of starting early and keeping a short investment horizon? I know it might seem a bit like fortune telling, but trust me, it works wonders. Starting early means a longer investment horizon, and even small amounts can snowball into a substantial corpus. Wouldn't it be ideal to kickstart this investment journey right from the day your little one takes their first breath? Now here's a thought: keeping the education investment and corpus separate from other goals. Have you ever been tempted to dip into your child's education fund for that dream vacation or a shiny new car? It's a common temptation, but let's resist it. Keeping it separate and possibly opting for less liquid investment options can do the trick. Ever faced this dilemma of mixing goals? Now let's talk about smart investment plans. Have you considered the power of asset allocation and periodic rebalancing? It's like finding a sweet spot between risk and return. For investment beyond 5 years, consider diving into equity and equity mutual funds for potentially higher returns. But hey, if you're a bit risk-averse, fixed or guaranteed income products could be your go-to option, albeit with a potentially lower overall return. Fixed income investments might not just beat inflation in the long run. It would make sense considering investing into risky asset classes like equity. Closer to the goal, it's time to shift funds from equity to debt or short-term products to protect that hard-earned corpus. And here's a pro tip: keep an eye on your credit score. It's not just a number, it could impact your ability to secure educational loans. Have you ever played the balancing act between risk and return in your investment strategy? Oh, and let's not forget the global twist. If your child might study in a different country, ever thought about investing in the currency of that country or moving your funds in advance to avoid those pesky cross-currency exchange rate risks? It's a chess game with a world of uncertainties. Do you keep a close watch on your investments, especially in the ever-changing global scenario? Now let's shift gears to insurance. How's your coverage looking? It's crucial to ensure you have adequate insurance to shield your family from financial hardships. Ever thought about separating the insurance cover for your child's education goal from other family expenses? And don't forget the waiver of premium option, a lifesaver when it comes to ensuring your child's funds are safe from any unexpected financial hiccups. How solid is your insurance game plan? Alright, health insurance, a topic close to the heart. Are you ensuring adequate coverage with critical illness, accident and disability cover? It's like adding an extra layer of protection to your education plan. And hey, don't neglect those other risk covers, car, property and the likes. Ever consider the ripple effect of being unprepared on various fronts? Now let's set sail into the vast sea of investment options. Now the world of investments is like a buffet and each option comes with unique flavors. Let's explore some of these tasty choices together, shall we? Ever thought about diving into the world of stocks and shares? If you're feeling a bit adventurous and have some market savvy, direct investment in equity might be your cup of tea. The returns can be sweet, but let's not forget, so can the risks. How comfortable are you with riding the waves of the stock market? Now let's switch gears to something a bit more conservative: bonds, debt securities, and your good old fixed deposits. If you prefer a more stable ride with regular cash flows, these options might be calling your name. How risk-averse are you feeling when it comes to your investments? Mutual funds, the ultimate squad investment. Ever wondered about joining forces with others who share your financial goals? That's what mutual funds are all about. No need to dive into the nitty-gritty of analysis and follow-ups. The asset management company has got your back. How appealing is the idea of a collaborative investment journey, right? It's like navigating through a jungle of options. Sometimes simplicity is key. At the same time, don't take emotional decisions while selecting an investment option. I'm sure you would agree that every investment option would carry its own set of benefits as well as drawbacks. Evaluate them logically and build the portfolio which suits your requirements. What's your flavor of investments? Have you explored any of these options or are you still on the fence? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. The 529 College Savings Plan is a special realm of investments for our friends in the US. It's like a secret weapon designed to give your children's education fund a turbo boost. Let's unravel the wonders of this plan together, shall we? So, ever wondered who can kickstart this savings journey? Well, good news. Either parent or grandparent can open the account for future students. And get this, it doesn't matter how young or old your child is. Have you thought about the possibilities of starting this early? Now the 529 plans, they get their name from the magical section 529 of the US Federal Tax Code. Fancy, right? And here's the cool part, they're administered by all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Have you explored the landscape of 529 plans in your state? Let's talk dollars and cents. The minimum initial deposit is a mere $25 and after that you can contribute as little as $15 at a time. No maximum contribution limit. You can go all in and you won't incur gift tax liability. Ever thought about the freedom that comes with such flexibility? Now there are two major flavors of 529 plans, the Education Savings Plan and the Prepaid Tuition Plan. The Education Savings Plan takes the cake as the most popular one. Have you ever found yourself leaning towards one of these options? Imagine this. You can use a 529 account to pay for qualified higher education expenses at most colleges, universities, and even technical and vocational schools. Pretty versatile, huh? Have you considered the wide range of educational expenses that this plan can cover? Now here's the fine print. The beneficiary must be a US citizen or resident with a valid security number or taxpayer identification number. And the funds in a 529 plan grow on a tax-deferred basis until withdrawal. Are you tapping into the tax advantage magic of this plan? Tax-free compounding, ever heard of it? The 529 savings plans offer it, potentially yielding better growth compared to a taxable account. According to the experts, a monthly saving of $200 in a 529 plan could result in an additional corpus of $30,000 over 18 years. How does tax-free growth sound to you? Now let's talk about flexibility. If your child decides not to pursue higher education, fear not. The funds can be used for another family member or withdrawn with a tax and penalty of 10%. How does that fit into your backup plan? And here's a nugget for the future. Starting 1st Jan 2024, any unutilized balance of up to $35,000 in a 529 account can be transferred to a Roth IRA provided the fund is 15 years old. Future-proofing your finances, anyone? Now here's a reality check. While the 529 plan is ideal for US permanent residents whose children plan to study in the US, it might not be the best fit for H-1B visa holders whose kids have dreams of higher education in India. Have you aligned your plan with your child's educational aspirations? Similarly, education savings plan exists in UK, Canada and beyond. It's like a global savings party, really. We should look into the treasure trove of opportunities for NRI students eyeing higher education in India. Did you know that with nearly 800 universities, 40,000 colleges, 12,000 standalone institutions, India has a diverse canvas for your child's academic journey? Let's delve into the NRI quota, a gateway to seamless admissions. Ready to embark on this educational adventure? Now picture this, the NRI quota. It's like a golden ticket for children of non-resident Indians, overseas citizens of India, or persons of Indian origin. They get a pass to universities or colleges in India, skipping the usual admission process and entrance exams. Have you ever considered this shortcut to academic excellence? Here's the lowdown. The NRI quota isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. It's sector-specific and comes with a set of criteria. The applicant needs the right educational qualifications for the desired course and must prove their NRI status along with financial capability. It's like a special key to unlock academic doors. How does that sound for a tailored approach? Let's talk numbers now. The AICTE has earmarked a 10% quota in technical institutions and there's a 5% quota in medical institutions. But it doesn't stop there. Prestigious institutions like NITs, IIMs and various universities also reserve seats for NRI applicants. For the IITs, meeting admission requirements, including a JEE score, is a must. Ever dreamt of securing a seat through the NRI quota? But fair warning, the NRI quota is like a limited edition offer. There are additional fees and expenses associated with admission and the costs can vary from college to college. Have you ever pondered the trade-off between convenience and additional expenses? Now, for those planning to send their children back for higher education in India, there are saving schemes waiting to be explored. Ever heard of Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana? It's exclusively designed for the benefit of girl-child education, provided she remains an Indian resident. And then there's the PPF account, a 15-year savings plan if you opened it when you were a resident. These are safe, fixed income options with the added perk of tax exemption on investments. How does that sound for a financial safety net? Compromising on their education? Now that's not an option. Education, after all, is the sturdy stepping stone that paves the way for their dreams, am I right? So here's the takeaway. A careful assessment, disciplined early investments, intelligent asset allocation, and smart risk cover. These aren't just steps. They're the foundation for your child's bright and promising future. Are you ready to build that foundation?